To those with eyes, do not fear. To those with ears, do not hear. And to those whom to this warning do not heed, then my apology you will need. For in this poem that I shall read contains a dreadful deed. If it disgusts you, this is fine, for this dreadful deed is mine. It all began one autumn day, as I strolled along and did what I may. I noticed a peculiar sight, and somehow it filled me with delight. In a field of flowers there was a blight, a weed that tried to grow with all its might. It was uncontent to live with beings such as these, so it tried to spread its disease. I was inspired by this small weed, so I decided to follow its lead. I shall dispose of those as I may, and so I killed and plundered from night until day. I gathered a group to do what I say, and made those below me pay. None could oppose me, for they could not, and thus I had gained what I had sought. So again I walked back to that familiar place, and noticed the flowers and their case. Just like me, that weed had won, and the lives of the flowers were broken and done. I laughed at this sight, for the deed had been fun, as those with fears turned to run. The price that I will pay I did not yet know. However, we all reap what we sow. As my chaos continued, enemies rose, for soon my good friends became deadly foes. The tables had turned, and it was my turn to flee, but there was no escape that I could see. I tried to fight back against the enemies that be, but I was outnumbered, and they overtook me. And so I was beaten, and lost all fame. Everything was taken, even my name. It was winter now, and by grace I live. I returned to that weed with respects to give. But the winter was cruel, and ended its time. Thus came the end of my deed, and its final rhyme.